This is the brand new Lectric XP Lite 2.0. It's the most affordable electric bike that we recommend here at Ebike Escape. In this comprehensive review, first I'll dive into all the components, tell you everything you need to know. Massive in the front, 70 teeth. Then we'll get into some first-person riding footage. We'll see how the motor performs. 17, 18, and 20 miles per hour. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. And finally, some third-person riding footage where I'll give you the pros and cons of this brand new electric bike. But first, let's take a closer look. I want to jump right into price because that's what sets this electric bike out from anything else on the market. And a new thing that also sets it apart from any e-bike on the market. This is the belt drive version, but don't worry, if you still want a $799 e-bike, you can still get the XP Lite 2.0 in a chain drive. And Taylor Swift fans will be a fan of the Lavender Haze color. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, that's okay too. It's offered in a bunch of different colors. So let me break down the options. The pricing hasn't changed on the base model. That's what made this electric bike accessible to that many more riders, the $799 price point. So what you're getting for that is the 7.8 amp hour battery, again with the chain drive. But if you want the belt drive version right there, that's gonna be $100 more. And I'm going to talk about whether that extra $100 is worth it later in the video. But now, for the first time ever, you can get an XP Lite 2.0 with a 14 amp hour battery. Let's break down the pricing. For $999, you can get a 14 amp hour battery. And again, if you want to upgrade to the belt drive version, that's going to be $100 more at $1099. With that $999 price point for the long range on the chain drive, that's going to compete with the XP 3.0. So those who really want to maximize range might want to go with the XP Lite 2.0 in the long range. And the XP 3.0 doesn't come in a belt drive. So if you want belt drive, you have to go with the XP Lite 2.0. Otherwise, you can upgrade to the Lectric one. As Lectric tends to do, they usually include some freebies. So be sure to check out the links in the description to see what they're offering currently. And using those links is also a free way to support our efforts here at Ebike Escape. Thank you so much for your support. For color options in the chain drive, you're gonna have Lavender Haze, Sandstorm, Arctic White, and Electric Blue. Now the JW Black is going to be exclusive to the belt drive, and actually asked what JW stands for, and that stands for John Wick. It's a series that apparently CEO Levi Conlow really likes. For this video, we're focusing on the belt drive version, but we'll also have a video on the chain drive version. But you should know these e-bikes are identical besides the fact that one is a belt drive and one is a chain drive. As the name implies, this bike is prioritizing a lower weight. It comes in at 49 pounds and still maintains a 48 volt system. That weight is just up slightly from the previous generation because they had to elongate the frame to accommodate that 14 amp hour battery. Lectric advertises this bike for riders all the way down to 4'8" up to 6'2". I'm 6 feet tall with a 32-inch inseam, and I do have the seat at its minimum insertion point, which means this is the highest it can go. So if you're on the taller end like me and you really want the full leg extension, you might want to opt for one of their other e-bikes. But on the flip side, that makes this bike more accessible, which I know a lot of people want. The standover height right here is just 22 inches. And towards the end of the walk around, we'll fold this. But first, I think we should get into all the components. Here's what's new on the XP Lite 2.0. Firstly, hydraulic disc brakes. Hard to believe on an e-bike priced this low. You also have their new color LCD display, new BMX style handlebars, a quieter motor. We already talked about the standard and long ranges and the new colorways. And finally, the XP Lite 2.0 gets Lectric's PWR pedal assist system. We'll save that though for the first person riding footage. This is my second favorite change on the Lectric XP Lite 2.0. The first one is obviously the belt drive, but hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors. Tires are Chow Yang 20-inch by 2.5 inches wide, street tread, and reflective sidewalls for increased visibility at night. We have a bolt-on axle with these nice covers. We have a rigid front fork that helps keep down the weight as well as the cost of this electric bike. There's a light in front that runs off the main battery. Lectric's 4-bolt pattern for adding optional cargo accessories. This is the lever where the handlebars fold, pull up and pull out. Cable management really nicely done, and they run beneath the frame. And yes, the BMX style handlebars, that's going to improve handling. It also allows you to bring them further out if you prefer, or closer to you, depending on your preference. But not only that, you can also adjust the height of the handlebars. That's going to be the quick release lever right here. Be mindful of the minimum insertion point. Moving to the cockpit, we have non-locking ergonomic grips and a half grip on the right to accommodate the right-hand twist grip throttle. This is a single-speed electric bike, so there's no gears. And while the controls are the same, we have Lectric's new color LCD display, power button on the right, battery capacity in the top, wattage going to the motor below that, speed front and center, pedal assist 0 all the way up to 5. In the bottom, we have the odometer. Hitting the power button will cycle through additional information, trip, voltage, current, how much current is going to the motor, and then time. Walk mode can be enabled by holding pedal assist down. The lights can be turned on holding pedal assist up. Yes, there is a light in the rear. It is not brake actuated. And in the first person riding footage, I'm going to show you one setting that you might want to consider changing if you're picking up this electric bike. And there is a USB port located beneath this display, so you can charge your device. There's 2 bottle cages, a nice handle to grab this bike. I'll take out the battery at the end of the walk around when we fold it. There's folding pedals, push in, flip up. A nice stand for the bike to rest on when it's folded. A very basic kickstand located in the rear. No chance of the pedals coming in contact with it. They'll be mindful on soft ground, this can really dig in. There's mounting points for a rear rack, and of course the rear hydraulic disc brake. Lectric includes their more sporty saddle. And while this bike has no suspension, you can improve comfort considerably by picking up a suspension C-post at shop.ebikeescape.com. We sell the right size for the XP Lite 2.0. Behind the seat tube are 2 other mounts. This is where you can mount Lectric's folding lock. There's Lectric's quieter motor, 300 watts nominal, 819 watts of peak power. We'll be sure to put all of those watts to the test in our hill climb test. And here's my favorite part, the Gates belt drive. Lectric first announced their partnership with Gates with the Lectric 1, and here it is on the XP Lite 2.0, and it's 22 teeth in the rear and massive in the front, 70 teeth. And there we go, Gates Carbon Drive, the same brand that likely makes the belt that goes in your vehicle. So the price makes this a compelling e-bike, also how light it is, but also the fact that it's super portable because of course it folds. First, I'll fold the pedals, push in and tilt up. I usually find that putting the left pedal at a downward angle works well. Then we'll fold the handlebars. Then the main lever right here, slide and pull out. I'll use my leg to brace the frame, and I'll put the kickstand up. Bring the front wheel around. And there you go, a folded XP Lite 2.0. You can see how close the front chainring comes to hitting the ground. It rests nicely though on the stand. Now 50 pounds is still a lot. We could remove the battery and make it lighter, but what I do recommend is a tote such as this one, because you can put your bike in it and much more easily put the tote in your vehicle. You can also have 2 people carry it much more easily. We'll put the dimensions of this tote on the screen in case you want to pick one up, and we'll also put the dimensions of the folded XP Lite 2.0 on the screen. The overall design of the XP Lite 2.0 is largely the same, which means yes, we still have a key beneath the frame that does need to be in for the bike to work, and the battery is also housed inside the frame. I'll show you how to remove it. So first I'll turn the key to the left and you're gonna see this pin retract that will release the battery. So you can have the bike locked and you could remove the keys and the bike wouldn't turn on. But if I turn the key all the way to the left, the pin is going to retract. I can take the key out and the battery is going to slide out. So this is the standard 48 volt, 7.8 amp hour battery. You can upgrade to the long range version for an additional $200. The battery is UL certified, and if you want to protect your expensive e-bike battery, you might want to consider our e-bike battery bag that is flame resistant and waterproof, available at shop.ebikeescape.com. And also included, of course, is the charger. This is a 2 amp charger, which means it'll take about 7 hours to charge up a long range battery from empty and about 4 hours to charge up the standard range. And now that you understand all the components, let's get into some first-person riding footage. I can't wait to talk more about the belt drive, the gearing, and of course, the motor. All right, let's see what this 300 watt nominal, 819 watt peak motor can do. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, really just the advanced settings of this bike, because our first test will be throttle only, but as the bike comes shipped, there's a change that you can make in the advanced settings. And so typically the throttle is tied to the pedal assist level, which means in pedal assist level 1, you might only get up to 10 miles an hour. And then it goes up from there up to pedal assist level 5, where you'll get up to 20 miles per hour. Again, this is a class 2 electric bike, 20 mile per hour top speed, whether you're using the throttle or pedal assist. And the setting that you can normally change on some of their other bikes, it does not allow you to change it above 20. All right, so here is the advanced setting. What you'll want to do is hold pedal assist up and down at the same time, and then you can hit the power button until you get to P22, and it's going to be set at 0, but change that to 1. We'll get out of this by holding pedal assist up and down at the same time, and now we should have full access to the throttle even in pedal assist level 1. I have the speedometer app by Coolnix. We'll compare that to the new color LCD display. All right, here we go. Throttle only test on the Lectric XP Lite 2.0. I saw over 800 watts, so it is peaking up that high. 16, 18, 19, and there is 20 miles an hour. And it's holding me there using right around 400 to 500 watts. Now, also one thing to note, in pedal assist level 0, at least as the bike comes shipped, no access to the throttle. Next, let's get started with the pedal assist section. Now, I want to be very clear, I changed the P22 setting back to 0. This is how the bike's going to come shipped. It is speed limited depending on the pedal assist levels. In pedal assist level 1 and 2, 3 to 5 is going to be a top speed of 20 miles per hour. We'll put a picture on the screen that really describes these P settings. If you go into setting level 1, that's what I was showing you with the throttle. That's going to be a similar experience if you're an original XP Lite owner, where you just get the same amperage no matter what pedal assist level you're in, but it is still limited depending on the speed. But then you can also go to P22 and change it to 2. That still changes how many amps you get in each pedal assist level, but it doesn't limit your speed at all. All right, pedal assist level 1, feel the motor kick on, and of course this is the belt drive version, so super quiet. Very gentle takeoff, and the motor is cutting out at about 9 miles an hour, which isn't surprising based off of what I just explained. So if you wanted to change it so it didn't do this, you could change it to one of the other P22 settings. So in pedal assist level 1, definitely a slower cadence where I'm putting in some effort. Let's go ahead and go into pedal assist level 2, getting 400 watts, 450 watts. And so we're hitting the top speed of 15 miles an hour, a slightly faster cadence, at least when compared to pedal assist level 1. Let's see what pedal assist level 3. All right, feel the motor there. And we are already hitting the 20 mile per hour mark. And so I'm just going to show you, given this is a single speed, the cadence of my legs at 20 miles per hour. So a little faster of a cadence than I'd personally prefer, though that's personal preference. And of course, if I go into pedal assist level 5, we're not going to get past that 20 mile per hour mark. Okay, pedal assist level 5. I wanted to see how fast we can get to 20 miles per hour. Here we go. 6, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18, and 20 miles per hour. So plenty capable on flat ground. Ride feel wise, I really love these handlebars. The handling is far superior to those more T-style handlebars on a lot of folding electric bikes. Of course, the seat is a little bit on the firm side and I can't get full leg extension, so this bike is going to be better suited for shorter riders or those who maybe aren't as concerned about getting a full leg extension. Again, though, I'm taller at 6 feet tall. I do want to change P22 into 2 just so you can see the difference. Get out of the settings here. All right, we'll start in pedal assist level 1. So this is going to give me an amount of current the whole time I'm riding, 6-7 amps according to the display, and it's never going to cut off at a speed. You can see we're already going to get to 20 miles per hour. So if you're riding on flat ground and you want to better modulate your speed, you probably want to leave it in the stock settings because the motor is just so capable of keeping you at 20, even in pedal assist level 1. Of course, you can go into pedal assist level 5. You're just going to get more power from the motor. You'll accelerate faster, but you're still going to top out at 20 miles per hour. All right, let's give these hydraulic disc brakes a test at this fire hydrant. At 20 miles per hour, I expect them to stop me very quickly. There we go. Locked up the rear just a little bit, but such a short stopping distance. All right, so we know it's capable on flat ground, but how does it do up our hill climb test? Let's get to that. All right, time for the hill climb test. Our first test will be throttle only. The GoPro makes this hill look so much smaller than it is. So we'll throw up a picture as well as the specs of the hill on the screen and we'll see what this 300 watt nominal motor can do. I wanted to take this time to talk a little bit about the belt versus the chain. So the belt drive, you just never have to worry about it. Gates says that these belts can last 10,000 plus miles, and the hill's just starting now, 18, 17 miles an hour. And so if you're someone like me, I just never want to have to worry about making sure my chain is greased. And also make sure your pants don't get greasy at all. All right, there's 12 miles an hour. So if you're someone who's maybe going to leave your e-bike outside, the belt drive might be the better option. It's just so much less to worry about. All right, 12 miles an hour, holding us there, which is very impressive. It is peaking at 819 watts. I'm seeing 775 watts on the display. Lectric states 819 watts of peak power. And just keep in mind, this is the smaller 7.8 amp hour battery. And of course, I've been riding a little bit as well. But this is an electric bike after all, so I'm going to go back down and we'll do the test again while pedaling. All right, and we are back with the stock settings to do the hill climb test while pedaling. Hill starting now. And again, as long as my legs are spinning, I'm going to get power from the motor. And it looks like in pedal assist level 1, I'm getting just shy of 400 watts, 8 miles an hour. So this is going to be the pedal assist level that maybe if you want a little bit of a workout. Let's go into pedal assist level 2, jumping up to 475 watts. That's where it's holding me. Speed about the same though. Let's go into pedal assist level 3. Jumped over 500 watts. Still a relatively slow cadence though up the hill. Let's go into pedal assist level 4. All right, 625 or so watts. Cadence starting to get a little bit faster, but it's good to know that you could conserve battery and go in pedal assist level 1 if you wanted to, and then really put in as much effort as you want. Going about 11 miles an hour. All right, pedal assist level 5, peaking just shy of 800 watts. And we're hitting the 12, 13 mile an hour mark. So obviously if you want to get up the hill quickly, you'll want to go in pedal assist level 5. And one thing I wanted to call out too, being this is a single speed, more than other e-bikes where you can shift down, you might want to start just by using the throttle a little bit just because it can be a little bit harder to get started. All right, with that, let's get into some third-person riding footage. I'll give you my concluding thoughts on the Lectric XP Lite 2.0. The Lectric XP Lite 2.0 stands out for several reasons, offering unique features that many other e-bikes don't provide, even ones at higher price points. It's not without some downsides. I mean, it starts at just $799 for the chain drive version or $899 for the belt drive version you see here, so clearly there had to be some trade-offs. But let me start with why this bike is so appealing. So obviously price, it just allows more people to buy an e-bike at a crazy low price. It will be appealing to those buying their first e-bike, maybe a second for themselves or one to share. It's going to be great for shorter riders who want an e-bike that's less intimidating. It certainly caters to the young adult demographic with its fun BMX style handlebars. I imagine this might be the e-bike of choice at college campuses. I certainly wish I had one when I went to college. Side note, Lectric's own disclaimer says you must be 18 years or older to ride. Then you have the lighter weight while still maintaining a 48-volt electrical system. I can't tell you how many emails I get from people wanting a lighter e-bike, which is understandable. And then you have portability. Throw it easily in the back of many vehicles. And the smaller frame and not quite as large tires just make it a smaller form factor compared to the Lectric XP 3.0. With the Gates belt drive, it might be enticing to commuters and those just looking for an e-bike that needs less maintenance and won't let you down for thousands of miles, maybe even tens of thousands of miles. There are no concerns about range with the new 14 amp hour long range version. This was probably a sticking point with the previous generation. It no longer is. Of course, this does add $200 to the cost, and while the 300 watt motor might not sound like much power, it's easily capable of 20 miles per hour and was impressive on our hill climb test thanks to the 819 watts of peak power. The hydraulic disc brakes are a huge upgrade. Again, it's just kind of crazy that Lectric can make all of these improvements without increasing the cost. The upgraded color LCD display is a minor update, and you still have the twist grip throttle that many enjoy, and some customization in the advanced settings for your preferred type of riding. Another important consideration is that this e-bike comes from Lectric, a reputable brand in the US known for their customer service. Here are the main downsides, or at least the things to think about. First, the gearing at 20 miles per hour, just expect a faster cadence due to the single speed drivetrain. And by the way, the gear ratios on the chain drive and the belt drive are largely the same, so you can expect the same experience. And I can't fault Lectric for this, it's just the reality of a single speed. I mean, did you see the 70 teeth up front? Clearly, they're doing their best here. Then it's just a class 2 e-bike. Again, pedaling above 20 miles per hour would be a nightmare anyway, so consider other Lectric models if you want class 3 speeds up to 28 miles per hour. I'd also suggest you look at other Lectric models if you're looking for suspension. I'd also really like to see the kickstand be replaced with something larger so that it doesn't as easily sink into the grass and tip over. And then yes, this e-bike being smaller is just not going to fit taller riders as easily. You can check out the links in the description to see what accessories Lectric might be currently offering alongside the XP Lite 2.0 and directly support Ebike Escape for free by using our affiliate links. Thank you so much for your support. The XP Lite 2.0 builds on what made the original XP Lite a success. This Gates Lectric partnership is awesome to see with the belt drive version, which if you ask me is the way to go. But I want to hear what you think. What model and battery spec would you opt for, taking price into account? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.